Hello everybody, welcome to Catherine Sews and to my monthly vlog. So this is my vlog for April and I've had so much fun in the last month and I'm excited to kind of catch you up on the behind the scenes on where ideas come from, what ideas are coming up next, and just get a little more personal with you. So first of all, I hope you're doing really well. I hope you're enjoying a nice spring. Or if you are from down under, I hope your fall is looking really lovely. So I wanted to kind of catch you up on some of the things that I talked about in my last vlog of plans that I had made and what happened and what didn't happen. So do you remember I talked about this suit that I have bought? I thrifted the jacket and the pants for $5 each. And then I just decided that I love the jacket as is, especially when I put it on over this hooded shirt that I made. And so this jacket has just become something like a fun menswear piece that I just love as is. And so I totally decided not to upcycle it. As soon as I was done this hoodie, I wore the two pieces together out for lunch with a friend. And I just felt like myself. I felt that it was like casual, comfortable, but kind of elevated over just wearing a regular hoodie. So I've been really enjoying that. But now, once I put that aside, I had the pants that I had also thrifted on the same day. So I didn't know really what to do with those. So they were just kind of sitting on my cutting table. And then on my Skool community, which is my online membership, which is going really nicely. We've got 550 members on there now. It's really fun. It's free to join. There is a premium level if you kind of want to be more on the inner circle, involved in the live calls and the live sew-alongs. But it's really nice to have this bigger group of people. One of our members, Stephanie, hosted us on a sew-along. So Stephanie posted in the group and showed us these really beautiful tote bags and purses she had made from scrap denim and upholstery and any kind of scrap. She put together really nice looking tote bags and purses. So she agreed to host a sew-along for us. And so I went through my scraps of denim, some tweedy pieces, like a jeans pocket, and put together this tote bag during our sew along. I really liked how she attached her straps using rivets. Our sew along was 3 hours and I didn't get quite to the straps, so I kind of had to figure that out on my own. So I did post a little short video about attaching the straps with rivets, but I really like that. I think it adds a lot, don't you think? Like it just makes it look kind of cool. And I also put a magnetic closure on there, and there's a nice inside pocket. So the idea is I want to take this bag with me on the London trip. I wanted to have a nice tote bag that was big enough to fit my laptop if I needed it, or fit whatever shopping I was doing that day. Whatever I need for the day, I do like to have a big tote bag when I'm traveling. So this, I think, is going to be really perfect for that. So then I had scraps left over from this, and they were sitting on my cutting table with the pants from the suit. And so I kind of went, oh, that looks good. So you might have already seen this video where I took the remainder of those scraps and put it together with those pants, added a pleat in there because it just, I thought, fit better. And so that's kind of the background of where this idea came from. So ideas never just pop out of a vacuum, right? It's always that one idea leads on to the next. And when you've got kind of a messy cutting table with a bunch of different projects on there, sometimes you'll just go like, oh, that looks good. So that's kind of what happened here. So we do a sew along once a month, but we ended up kind of doing one late in March and early in April. And so there were two that were very close together. And so the second one was hosted by my friend Kathleen. Now, Kathleen and I have known each other for a few years now because we met on that Seattle retreat that I did. How long ago was that now? And then she also came on the Italy trip and the Toronto Montreal trip. Kathleen was posting pictures of these denim jackets that she was making, where she was cutting out panels and putting in like a sheer fabric into the panel. So I was like, Kathleen, would you like to host a sew along on Skool? So she did, and it was so fun. So I actually made two in the 3 hour time slot. So here's just a white jacket that I cut out the back panel and the two front panels and put in this kind of sort of lacy knit that was actually a top that I had thrifted. I was surprised, like it makes such a dramatic difference to the jacket. Like it just elevates your jacket instantly. I was surprised that it wasn't too tricky thanks to Kathleen's step by step process. So there were probably, oh, I don't know, there were maybe 10 of us on that sew along, maybe more, I can't remember. But it was just so fun. Those sew alongs are just great. Like you just spend 3 hours sewing with all of your friends on your computer. It's sort of warm and friendly and just relaxing, and you're just chatting the whole time. So it's really, really nice. Oh, and then the second one I made, I wanted a black denim jacket. I put this blue t shirt underneath it so you could kind of see what's going on there. But isn't that so pretty? I love that one. I thought that was so pretty. And you know what? I had thrifted the jacket in time for the sew along, but I just wasn't happy with the sheer fabric that I had originally thought I would use for this. And so that morning, the morning of the sew along, I made a mad dash. I called up my friend Tracy, who lives nearby, and I said, "Do you want to come with me to the thrift store?" So I picked her up and we went and I thrifted this lacy dress that was all of this fabric. So that worked out great. I love that. I think that's really, really fun. And then with the rest of the dress, because it was quite a big, long dress, I just cut it off to be a top. So I actually went out with Tracy last night to, we went to see a movie and I wore that top just to show her like what the dress we had thrifted together had become. So of course I wore it over a black tank top because that's a bit much. And you know what? Before before getting together with Tracy, I went to visit my mom who's in a care home. And I said to her, "Oh, what do you think of this top that I just made?" She said, it's a bit much. And I was like, yeah, you're right. It's a lot. It's a lot. But you know, like once in a while, it's kind of fun to wear something that is a bit much. But I think I definitely will wear the jacket more than I will wear the top. But it's fun. I might even just redonate it, right? Like if I'm just cutting the bottom off a dress, I'm not going to throw the rest of it out. So I just did like a fine rolled hem on my serger, easy peasy. I did take it in the sides, but yeah, whether I wear this again or if I just redonate it, it's good with me either way. Do you know what I mean? Like I just don't want any of it to go to waste. The London trip is coming up really, really quickly. And so I'm starting to think about packing for that. I'm not going to make a capsule wardrobe this time because I have too many clothes. I make something, you know, most weeks I'm sewing something. And so I have a lot to choose from. I don't need to make a whole new capsule wardrobe. And you know what? I always end up packing too much, right? On the Toronto Montreal trip, I made that pack with me video and I really tried to pare it down to a small capsule wardrobe. And I did wear pretty much everything. But what I learned on that trip is that I don't have to wear something different every single day, right? I can kind of repeat things. And so I thought, you know what I'm going to do this time? I'm going to pack 4 outfits. That is it. And I'm going to repeat outfits, mix things up. Like, as long as I love the 4 outfits, I'll be happy to wear them twice or 3 times on a trip. So that's where I'm thinking of heading with that. I actually tried to pare it down more. I saw some video clips. Somebody sent me a video about a woman who does Sudoku packing. I'll leave a link in the description because it's brilliant if you are a little bit more of a minimalist than I am. And so in the Sudoku packing, everything has to go with everything. And you just take 9 pieces, that is it. And you end up with 27 outfits, which sounds really fantastic. And I think it is. But everything has to go with everything. So if I want to bring this jacket, what if I also wanted to bring the denim skirt that I made recently or those fun pants that I made a little while ago? Those 3 key pieces don't go together. So that's not going to work for me. I'm going to just put together 4 outfits that I love, mix and match, but it will have a little bit more variety in it for me. So that I think I'm going to enjoy. So I will probably do a pack with me video for London because I think it's kind of fun to sort of do a retrospective of things I've made recently and how those are forming into outfits that I wear in my day-to-day life and on a big trip like that. The London trip is set to go. I'm super excited. We are going to see the 2 exhibits that the whole trip was based around, and those are the Schiaparelli exhibit at the Victorian Albert Museum. Oh my gosh, I just cannot even wait. Is just looks amazing. And equally amazing, the exhibit of Queen Elizabeth's wardrobe at Buckingham Palace. Like those two exhibits alone, if I just went for that one day and then came back, the trip would be worth it. But we're gonna do so much more than that. So I'm like over the moon excited for that trip. And the Japan trip, which is happening in October, the registration should be out for that kind of any day now. I will give the members on Skool a little head start with that, but I know that one is going to sell out quickly because we've had so many people say, like, put me on the list. That one is going to be amazing. I'm super excited about that. I'll definitely be sharing with you everything leading up to it and during both of those trips. And after, I'll do a video of both of them. So you can kind of travel with us vicariously. So other videos that are coming up, this little one. Isn't that cute? I bought this sweater on the Italy trip. It was part of the circular fashion that we looked at because that trip was very, very focused on sustainable fashion. And so this I bought in Prado where they do garment upcycling. So I love the concept of this sweater, but honestly, I never really got excited about wearing it because it was just a little too plain, a little too beige for me. But I just put that pocket on. And what the idea behind this video is sort of a fun way to put beginners practice into making something. So I kind of made this pocket by using one piece of fabric that I practiced sewing straight, so sewing curves, sewing pivots around corners, zigzagging edges, doing a gather stitch, oh, and a top stitch and an edge stitch, all those kinds of beginner skills you can kind of play around with and then make something nice out of it. So that video was specifically designed for beginners. You just needed to know how to thread your machine and then you can get started on that video. So if you know anybody in that position, you might want to share that video with them. Also, in the description is always the link to my beginners sewing class. That's been going well, and I've had some really good feedback about that. People have been enjoying it. And again, like that is for beginners, right? You've never sat down on a machine. In that course, I take you through threading, and then we end up making 6 projects. I really do feel proud of that course because it takes somebody from feeling completely intimidated by the whole idea of sewing to the point where they're producing 6 different projects that they can feel proud of. So that one's up and running. It's going well. And I've been really busy this month filming 7 modules for beginners serging course. So that one is called Fearless Serging, Mastering Your Overlocker. That's been really, really fun. So again, there's a bunch of projects in it, but I wanted to start those projects right off the get-go. Like I teach how to thread your machine, how to change the threads and all that. And as soon as you get 3 threads in your serger, we're making a project right away, which are these super cute little shoelaces, right? So that's just with 3 threads in your serger, and then you're making a project right away. That course will cover a lot of ground from something super simple like shoelaces all the way up to garment construction, where we're going to lickety split, serge together a pair of sleep shorts and a t-shirt. And then the final project is a tiered skirt where on the serger you'd be mastering seams, like normal seams, plus gathering, plus that fine rolled hem, like on that top, right? It's just such a beautiful, fast, easy way to finish off a garment like that. So I probably need another few days, maybe a week to film the last few modules for that Serger's course. I'm hoping for it to be launched probably at the end of this month. I should be able to get it all together and launch it soon. So if you are like one of many, many people who've said things like, I've had a serger sitting in a box for 20 years, or I have a serger, but the thread broke and I don't know how to thread it. Those kinds of things, those are, a serger is just very different from a regular machine. And so a lot of people just get intimidated and kind of scared off of it, and they're afraid to break it or afraid it's going to cut their fabric or whatever. And so I'm looking forward to launching that course because it just elevates your game so much, right? Like if you are comfortable using a serger, you know that you would never go back to zigzagging your seams or leaving seams raw or having to always do a special finish on your edges. You know how fast it can be to just like serge up a t-shirt. It's lightning fast. So So that course is going to come out hopefully at the end of this month. A couple other video ideas that I've been working with. Quite a few people have asked me more about adding sleeves. I recently did that video about t-shirt tweaks, and in one of those t-shirt tweaks I took a regular short sleeve t-shirt, removed the short sleeve, and cut a 3/4 length kind of bell sleeve out of a different t-shirt. And wow, it just looked so much nicer. A lot of people have said that they agree like that it really elevated that t-shirt. But now, what about if you're trying to add a sleeve to something that doesn't have a regular armhole? What if you're trying to add a sleeve to a dress that has spaghetti straps or a tank top where the armhole in the tank top is not out here where a normal sleeve sits? The armhole of a tank top is cut in quite a bit, right? So I'm playing around with some ideas of adding a sleeve in those seemingly impossible areas of where it looks like that's never going to work. You can't add a sleeve to a dress with spaghetti straps. So I'm working on those. Fingers crossed that it works out. I don't want to make any false promises, but hopefully that video would be helpful to some people. And then another one I'm working on is just something about like why I love working with knits so much. Like, what are the benefits of working with knits? So many people think that it's scary. And I got to tell you, it's the least scary thing there is. There's a few skills you need to know. But in general, working with knits, whether it's a t shirt knit like this or a sweater knit that you can buy by the yard, or if it's upcycling a sweater, like people are always shocked when I just cut into a sweater, but honestly, that's way less scary than dealing with a lot of woven fabrics, right? Knits have so much more give and play. They're so much more forgiving, and I love it. I love working with knits. So I thought maybe I will do a video just about that, about why, what's better, what's worse, what do you need to know? I don't know. That idea is still kind of forming in my head. So let me know if that would be something helpful for you or if you have any questions specific to working with knits. Okay, awesome. So that kind of wraps up where I've been, where I'm going, and I hope where you've been and where you're going has been equally fun and creative and productive. I just wish you all the best, and I probably, well, I guess, yeah, I guess I won't be filming another vlog until after the London trip, so I can't wait to tell you all about that. And so until next time, I'm Catherine Sells. You take care.